Hi, everybody. Welcome back. And we are going to do the April Once Upon a Book Club book. I'm going to do it a little differently this time. I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to the gifts that are inside, and then I'm going to talk about the book. And you guys tell me which format you like better. Do you like the book first and then the gifts, or gifts first and then the books? Before we start, I'm going to link dupes of these below. They're especially made for the book club. But please know that I am an Amazon affiliate. So if you click on my links and then you click on anything else and you purchase, I will get a very small percentage of that. And if you click on nothing and go about your day, I get nothing. All right, so let's get to the gifts inside the book. So the first thing, of course, you always get is the book, and that is An Inconvenient Wife by Karen E. Olson. All right. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing your last name right. An Inconvenient Wife by Karen E. Olson. And of course, as always, you do get the bookmark, the nameplate, and a nameplate with her signature, and a card from Karen thanking everybody and hoping that they enjoy the book. Uh, on page 10, the main character uh, gets into a limo and she talks about how it smells of leather and sandalwood. So on page 10, her first gift is a hanging air freshener that smells like leather. So there it is. And so the instructions are to unscrew this, take off the little plastic cap, hang it upside down to saturate the cap, and then you'll get that scent, and it most likely goes into your car. So I will link a dupe of this down below so that you guys can try it out for yourselves and tell me how you like the first gift. That is on page 10. Your next gift that is on page 109, the main character of the book is standing there when a woman named Marie Pole comes up to her and starts asking all these like questions that aren't really questions, that kind of weird thing. And the main character talks about Margaret's hat. So on 109, you get the sun hat, and it is described to a T in the book. The dupe that I found does not have this mesh, but it does have a black rim. So hopefully you like that dupe. And then the quote from the book is, "The wide brim of the straw hat obscured her face, but she tilted her head a little so Kate could see the large dark sunglasses and bright red lipstick." So it kind of gives you a clue on how to wear this. Now I am going to have to let it sit for a while because the way they had it in the bag, the top poked upward, and so I don't want this poking here, and so I am going to like sit it flat for a while and probably put like a quarter here to push this down a little bit so it doesn't poke up so bad. Now the next gift that I believe is on page 202. I'm sorry, let me check for a second. Don't quote me on that. It is, yes, 202. As Kate is being confronted by a guy named Andrew, she reaches behind her and feels a knife block. And so she thinks to herself, this person's making me feel very uncomfortable. And she grabs one of the knives behind her without him seeing it, just in case she needs to attack him. So the gift for that page is a cheese knife set, a set of 3, and this includes a flat bread knife, a cheese fork, and a spade knife. Here you go. And these are wood handles, stainless steel. So these are actually good quality knives. You guys can see the reflection of my laptop. But yes, so nice thick, nice cheese knives. I thought it was cute because the container that it comes in is shaped like a little book, so you can like put it on your bookshelf and hide it, just in case you need knives. But I actually love this. I thought it was very cute. So those are all the gifts. So let's get to the book, and let me check my phone because I had to write down notes because this book was insane. There is no other way to describe this book other than insane. And even down to the very last sentence of the book, you will sit there going, "What? Are you serious? There has to be a part two." I doubt Miss Alston's ever going to see this, but if you do, please make a part two to this book because you left us all with this crazy cliffhanger, and I am completely in. Like, you got me fully engrossed in this book. So the book starts off. I'm trying to get the my notes because I actually had to take notes on this. Uh, no, that's something else. Don't tell me. Oh, I found it. Okay, I titled it "Wives." As you can see, wives. So the lead of this book is named Kate, and she just married this a billionaire called named Hank Tudor, and she knows what people are going to think about her. She was his PR person while he was married to his wife before her, named Caitlin. She she knows that she is his sixth wife, but she doesn't really that doesn't really bother her too much because Hank is her third husband. But she knows what everyone else is going to say about her because Hank has this way of getting married, getting bored, and then moving on to a new wife. So here's this order of wives. First is Catherine. He met Catherine in college. They were married for over 2 decades. They have a daughter named Meryl together. Something about Catherine upset him, so he ended up meeting Nan, who was actually Catherine's assistant. And within that time frame, he divorced Catherine and married Nan. Nan was, if you read Nan's inner thoughts, because this book, you kind of get a chance to see what goes through her mind. She is a definition of a pick me through and through. She got pregnant with a little baby named Lizzie, and then she just disappeared and left her daughter behind. Then he married Janine. Janine died shortly after she gave birth to their son Ted. Then he married Anne. Anne realizes looking back that their marriage was a business deal because she wasn't really in love with Hank. However, when their marriage ended, he bought her a B&B that she now runs and owns. Then he met an actress named Caitlin, who is a whole mess. A whole mess. Just think of an actress in your mind that is an entire mess, and that's Caitlin. Eventually, Caitlin had an affair, and Hank divorced her and now married Kate. However, Kate realizes that his marriage with Caitlin wasn't quite over when they started dating. But her thing was like, oh, he never slept with me while they were still married, so it doesn't really count. Like, hun, you were cheating. It counts. But okay. So after he and Caitlin get married, I'm sorry, he and Kate get married. Having a wife named Catherine and another one named Caitlin and another one Kate, it got a little. That's why I had to write it down. It got a little much to kind of remember. Kate. Don't do that. So he married Kate, and they're coming home after their marriage, and they're actually headed to Anne's B&B. Why? Because a headless woman was found on the property. So you have the B&B. I'm sorry, my air thing came on. So if you can hear that, I'm very sorry. So you have the B&B, and then Hank has a property next to it. So in between the two properties, there was a headless woman found. So Kate comes to the house, to the B&B, and as the police are arriving, everybody settles in. And the moment they start talking to the officer reminds them that this is the second headless woman that's been found on the property. Say what now? Okay, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Time out. Flag on the play. The second headless woman? So the first one, y'all just let that slide. And everybody assumed that it was the missing wife, Nan. However, the DNA didn't match. So now everybody's wondering who was the first wife. I mean, sorry, who was the first woman who went missing, and who is the second woman now that is trying to figure this all out. So Hank tells Kate, "Hey, can you and Ann leave so I can talk to the officer?" Now this rubs Kate the wrong way. Remember, she was his PR person, so it used to be her job to stay there and kind of direct where this conversation was going with the police. But now, as his wife, she feels like, I have no say in this anymore. And so she's like, but it's my job to protect him, not only as his spouse now, but it used to be my job as a PR person, so I should be allowed to stay. And so she's kind of teetering on this line now about what her role should be. Should she be a quiet, dutiful wife and just go with the flow, which is her job? Or should she do another job, which is her actual job as a PR person, and be all up in his business and figure out how to fix this for him and protect him? So it's just this constant back and forth with her about what is my role now, because she still wants to be that PR person, and she's like, I'm supposed to protect him as his wife, but do I stay in the background or do I step forward? And so she's trying to figure this out, and as she's figuring this out, she uncovers this whole can of worms about Hank, all his wives, the guy that she thought she knew, the guy that she thought she fell in love with, and all these secrets. And in the midst of all this, one of those wives that I listed is missing. Let me just say, the bodies hit the floor. No one is safe. Everyone is afraid for their lives. And they're all connected to Hank. And the author of this book, Miss Austin, she based this off of Henry VIII. If you know him, he was famous for getting married, being in love with the chase, and then when he got tired of certain wives, he would just behead them. They would be found guilty of some crime and they would be beheaded. And every one of those wives thought they were special, thought they were unique, and all that stuff happened. So it kind of goes into this. Every single one of these wives thought they were special. They thought they were unique. Honestly, Hank is someone who just loves the chase. There are some people out there, not just men, but there are some men and women out there who just love the chase. Once they have you, they're bored and they move on. Chasing you was what was exciting. It just is what it is. Some people love to hunt. Some people love to eat. Now, this book, oh my gosh, please read it. Even if the only thing you get from the stuff below is the book, please read this book. It deserves your full attention. I promise you, it is an absolute page turner. Every single chapter ends with a what? Oh my gosh. And then you have to read the next chapter. Give this book this everything. And please, Miss Olsen, please write a part 2. It needs it. And here's my question to anybody who's read this. If you read this book, who of these wives was the inconvenient one? That's my question for you. Who of these wives were the inconvenient one? I had my feelings about who was the most inconvenient, but I want to hear what you think. Who was the inconvenient wife? And also, let me know what you think down below. The gifts were okay. I think the only one I'm really going to use is definitely the cheese knives. I gotta try this out because I've never had something like this before. I've had diffusers, but I've never had the hanging scents before. So I'm gonna put this in my car and see how it smells and go on from there. But I will say I give the gifts in this book probably around a B plus. And like I said before in plenty of videos, I'm not a hat person. So because you see, this most of the time cannot fit a hat. And it's no fault of theirs. If I straighten my hair out, the hat will probably look good. The hat will probably fit. But then again, I don't have a head for hats. I never really look good in any hat. just don't have the head for it. But with that said, but the book, oh my gosh, A plus all the way. If you want drama and craziness and fun, the last book, The Women, I love The Women, but it was a very serious book. That one made you want to cry. This one is full blown Grey's Anatomy, straight up Desperate Housewives drama. If you love just drama and what the what, this is your book, okay? This is your book. A plus for the book choice, B plus for the gifts. Let's be honest here. But get this book, you will not regret it. It was everything. And please, please, please write a part two. I need to know how this ends. Please, please. All right, you guys. So that's everything. Tell me what you guys thought. All right. And which format did you prefer? Do y'all like hearing the gifts first and then the book second, or the book first and then the gift second? Let me know. As always, in life, there's black and white. But as of right now, you guys are getting one shade of gray. Bye.